Good day everyone. Today we'll be discussing about the teacher as an organizational leader. The learning topics that will be presented today are transformational leadership, evolutionary leadership, teacher leadership, and at last, instructional leadership. And now, Ma'am Julian will tackle the transformational leadership.
In 1978, James McGregor Burns introduced the idea of transforming leadership, a form of leadership where both leaders and followers inspire each other to reach higher levels of motivation and moral purpose. Burns made a clear distinction between that and transactional leadership, which is more about exchanges, rewarding performance, or issuing penalties. In 1985, Bernard Bass built on Burns' work, renaming it transformational leadership and developing ways to assess its effects on followers, motivation, and performance. Later, with Bruce Aviola in 1991, Bass created the full-range leadership model, adding laissez-faire leadership and detailing how leaders may use multiple styles for different contexts. Within transformational leadership, the 4 I's guide effective practice. Being a trusted role model, idealized influence, communicating an inspiring vision, inspirational motivation, challenging followers to think creatively, intellectual stimulation, and supporting individual growth, individualized consideration. Theory and research on transformational leadership, Bass and Aviola in the late 1990s emphasized that transactional leadership is necessary to build trust and predictability, creating a stable foundation upon which transformational leadership can operate. Transformational leadership adds depth by motivating followers to internalize the organization's vision, promoting long-term commitment, redefining goals, and encouraging innovation. Rather than being mutually inclusive, transactional and transformational approaches form a leadership continuum, a dual strategy that enhances both stability and inspiration. Research by Cunard and Lewis in 1987 highlights that transformational leadership stems from a leader's deeply held personal values. These values reshape the attitudes and goals of followers. According to House in 1988, transformational leaders effectively communicate their vision using symbols and metaphors, tools that help followers grasp and emotionally connect with the shared mission. According to Gary Yoke, 2010, transformational leaders inspire their followers to see situations in fresh, broader ways, encouraging them to adopt the new perspectives. They are committed to developing others' potential, providing guidance, support, and opportunities for followers to grow. These leaders have clear focus on their mission and vision, unifying followers around the shared long-term purpose. They stimulate both intellectual and emotional commitment, engaging people's minds and hearts in the organizational goals. Ultimately, transformational leaders drives higher performance by empowering followers, giving them autonomy and encouragement to excel. In today's educational landscape, transformational leadership is essential for boosting school improvement and creating a collaborative, innovative culture. Leaders who adopt this approach empower teachers and staff, promote a shared vision of student success, lead through strong moral values and trust, encourage reflective practice and ongoing professional growth, and challenge outdated practices by prioritizing innovation. As Sir Giovanni argued in 1994, truly effective school leadership is rooted in deeply held values and moral commitments. It's about nurturing people and changing culture, not just managing tasks. Bass and Ridio in 2006 reminds us that context matters. While transformational leadership can be highly effective, it can become particularly critical during school crisis, policy shifts, or major organizational transitions. Yoke in 1999 echoed this, noting the importance of situational factors. Effective leadership is not one size fits all. It must be adaptable to the demands of the environment. In essence, transformational leadership is not just a style, it's a dynamic process of influence that rises motivation, morality, and performance, enabling both leaders and followers to evolve. For future educators, embracing a transformational mindset means believing in students' potential, nurturing innovation, and being a catalyst for positive change in education.
Evolutionary Leadership Theory or ELT. This theory explains how leadership is not something new but something natural. It actually comes from our human instinct developed a long time ago. So, what is ELT? ELT suggests that both leadership and followership are natural instinct. This trait started during early human life on Africa's savanna, where people live in a small group to survive. Leadership helped these people to hunt, migrate, and defend themselves and solve problems together. So leadership did not just appear recently, it's part of who we are as a human. As they say, leadership helped early humans solve problems and survive. It's not new, it's natural. Now, let's talk about some important terms in ELT. First, leader is someone who is guide others toward a goal. Second is follower is someone who support the leader and work together with the team. Third is natural leader is different from someone who simply has a title. A natural leader gain people trust, share what they know, and lead through influence, not by force or fear. But ELT also warn us about dark trade. This means three toxic leadership. First is narcissism or being self-centered, machiavellism or being manipulative, and psychopathy or having no empathy. This trait can lead to bad and even dangerous leadership. Modern mismatch in leadership. Today, we still choose leaders based on old instinct like how they look, how competent they seem, or even based on a gender. But these things don't always match the leader we always need in a modern times, like in school, workplace, or government. Before military-style leadership worked, but now we need a different kind of leader. So, what kind of leadership do we need today? ELT say we should focus on four things. First, adaptability. Leaders must be flexible and ready for change. Second, empathy. Good leader understand how others feel. Third, teamwork. Leadership is not just about giving others, it's about working together. And lastly, shared leadership. Instead of one person controlling everything, each member helps lead based on their strength. This way, everyone contribute and feel values. It's no longer about person being in control. Good leadership today is about working together. Here are some important tips from the theory. Don't over-romanticize leader. Leadership learned through action, not look or titles. Be knowledgeable and helpful. This is what makes people want to follow you. Stay humble. People trust leaders who are honest and human, not proud or arrogant. Respect your followers. A leader is nothing without them. And lastly, shared leadership. Everyone has different strength and teamwork. It's always better than one-man leadership. Remember, leadership is not about power. It's about trust, teamwork, and survival, just like it was in the beginning.
What is teacher leadership? Teacher leadership prepares the skills that allow teachers to influence beyond their own classroom. It's not about gaining power, it's about inspiring and mobilizing others for continuous school improvement. A teacher leader extends their presence in the school, helping others grow while also growing themselves. In today's world, society expects more from teachers, not just to deliver lessons, but to teach for understanding, help students reason, communicate, and think critically. According to Teachers Leading the Way in 1998, teachers must take an active role in leading change within schools to truly meet the need of our learners. To be effective leaders, teachers need several key skills and qualities. Let's go through them one by one. First, build a strong sense of community. Leadership starts with trust. Teachers must build genuine relationships, promote collaboration, and create a united school community that works together toward shared goals. Second, empower others and develop leaders. True leaders don't do everything alone. They delegate, encourage peers to lead, and share responsibilities to grow a stronger school team. Third, use data and resources effectively. Data-driven decisions make a difference. By using test results and analyzing strengths and weaknesses, teachers can guide instruction and foster continuous improvement. Fourth, have a clear vision and plan. A strong leader has a clear vision that motivates the entire school community. When everyone understands the goal, all efforts are aligned and progress becomes possible. Fifth, foster collaboration and inclusive environments. Leadership must also prioritize equity and inclusion. Every student should feel seen and valued, and every teacher should feel supported. This is what creates a healthy and effective learning environment. Now, what does teacher leadership look like in action? There are 10 main roles a teacher leader can take on. First, resource provider. Shares helpful teaching tools. Second, instructional specialist. Support strategies that work. Third, curriculum specialist. Guides curriculum planning. Fourth, classroom supporter. Co-teaches and gives feedback. Fifth, learning facilitator. Leads training for peers. 6. Mentor. Helps new teachers transition smoothly. 7. School leader. Joins or leads school teams. 8. Data coach. Helps improve instruction with data. 9. Catalyst for change. Pushes for growth and reform. 10. Learner. Continues to grow, modeling lifelong learning. Teacher leadership comes in many forms. Some examples include joining professional organizations to influence education policy, participating in school decision-making with administrators, leading learning action cells or LACS sessions and professional development, being a mentor to newer teachers, helping improve facilities or technology, boosting parental involvement and forming community partnerships, even partnering with universities for academic collaboration. Despite its importance, teacher leadership in the Philippines faces real challenges. Principal-oriented leadership. Teachers are expected to lead but lack decision-making power. Lack of leadership training. Most training focuses only on pedagogy, not leadership. Limited support and incentives. Added leadership roles often comes with more work but no reward, making teachers hesitant to step up.
Now, I'll be explaining instructional leadership. So, what is an instructional leadership? So, it is a style that keeps teaching and learning at the center of school decisions. So, this is an approach which gives the school clear direction through proven leadership practices that support teachers and improve students' outcome. And it drives a long-term improvement for the school. Leadership focuses on instruction that explains about 25% of difference in students' achievement between schools, according to the Education Hub. So, it is the second most important factor after school teaching itself. Instructional leadership also involves sharing responsibility between principals, teachers, and other leaders that all contributes to improve teaching and learning. Let's proceed to the elements of instructional leadership practices. So, there are 4 elements of instructional leadership practices. So, first one is defining shared expectation. So, this means working with teachers and staff to set and communicate clear academic goals and standards across the whole school. When everyone knows and buys into the same expectations, it builds a strong and shared purpose for teaching and learning. So it aligns effort and resources towards those goals. The second one is resourcing strategically. Resourcing strategically ensures that instructional leaders don't just manage budgets. They all plan and allocate sources, so they directly support the school's instructional goals. And the third one is managing the instructional program. This involves coordinating the curriculum, supervising instructions, and monitoring student progress. Instructional leaders translate school goes into real classroom practices. That ensures curriculum pacing, lesson coherence, and regular feedback that loops with teachers. And at last, the fourth one is promoting a positive school learning environment. So here, leaders work together to protect teaching time, support ongoing teacher development, stay visible in classrooms, and celebrate success. This ensures that a culture when learning is valued, staff and students feel supported, and instructional time isn't disrupted. Now, school improvement plan. School improvement plan is formulated in collaboration with the community. The SIP is a roadmap that lays down the school-specific solution to corresponding identified priority improvement plan or PIAS covering a period of 3 years. So we have 4 phases in SIP according to UNICEF. So the first one is preparatory phase. This is where we collect, complete, and correct data and involve the stakeholders to implement the vision, mission, and goals of the school for the improvement plan. So that's preparatory phase. So the second phase is assess phase. So this is where we check our school's condition to know what are the root cause of problems or issues and to give a response and aid for the current issue. So the third phase is plan phase. This is where the school planning team will plan the priority improvement area of the school. The general objectives and the root cause must be aligned to efficiently deliberate the school improvement plan. So that's the third phase. And now at the fourth phase or the last phase, which is the act phase. So it means that involves the execution of systematic process where testing, implementing, monitoring, and stakeholders participate for feedback. And now, working with school stakeholders or the Brigada Eskwela, also known as Bayanihan para sa paaralan. It's a nationwide voluntary effort of teachers, parents, students, community members, and other organizations to do minor repairs and cleanups on their schools in the preparation or for the preparation of the start of the school year.